Hi guys, welcome back, Cal Clash Fitness. Now today we're going to be addressing a question asked by Bourbon Boscher, okay, and that is what to eat before race day, okay, on the morning of race day, what should I eat, okay? Now first and foremost, you never try anything new on race day, okay? Everyone will tell you that, and there's a good reason why everyone says that, because it's true. So on race day, you don't suddenly try a new breakfast because someone's recommended that this is the ultimate breakfast for training hard, okay? Maybe it is the ultimate breakfast, but if you've never eaten it before, you don't want to take the risk of your bowels opening up halfway through your race, do you now, okay? So tip number one is you never try anything new on race day. You want to experiment with your nutrition throughout your training program. On race day, everything is natural, everything is just going through the motions, you know exactly what to do, okay? So for me, what do I do on race day? I always make sure that I get in some easily to digest carbohydrates, and I also want to pack in some nitrates, okay, to make sure that the blood that's pumping around my body is as oxygenated and as nutritionally dense as possible, okay? So what do? I have 3 or 4 ripe bananas, and I have 3 or 4 cooked beets in a smoothie with some fresh apple juice, okay? Very simple breakfast, and I make sure I have that 2 to 3 hours before I do anything, because you do not want to race on an empty stomach, okay? If you're running, you don't want to race on an empty stomach. Now this will change over distance and how intense you plan on going, and with cycling I find that I can eat closer to the event, but if I'm doing a running event, it's very jarring, your stomach's going to be everywhere, especially if you're going to be running very hard at that lactate threshold or above. You want to make sure that you have a nice empty stomach. You don't want your blood in your stomach when you're competing. You want your blood to be in your muscles, okay? You want your blood to be in your legs and in your lungs so you can absolutely smash it, okay? So for me, 3 beets, 3 or 4 very ripe bananas, 2 to 3 hours before I hit the start line and the gun goes off. That's what I'll eat, and then that's what makes me ready, okay? It gives me energy, it just makes me feel ready, and it gives me the confidence that I know I'm going to be able to compete to my best of my ability, okay? Make sure I'm well hydrated, not to the point where I'm needing to take a leak every 5 minutes before the gun goes off. Again, I'll take a couple of pisses before the gun goes off, and then sometimes on the start line I'll nip off behind a tree and go for a piss, but make sure you're hydrated. And then finally what I'll do is I'll have some sort of caffeine. Now I'm not a promoter of caffeine normally, but if I'm competing I want to give myself the edge, the most natural edge that I can possible. So I'll have a caffeine in the form of a coffee roughly 40 minutes to half an hour before, okay, quite a strong coffee. And make sure though that doesn't dehydrate me, because coffee can dehydrate you, so make sure that you're still getting the fluids in. And then I'll have a gel with caffeine on the start line before the gun goes off, all right? And that's what gets me, you know, it gets me hyped up, it gets me ready. And because my body has a relatively low tolerance for caffeine, because I don't have it on a daily basis, it just makes me fired up and it makes me ready to go, okay? Just talking about racing, man, just makes me want to be on the start line, just start smashing it, okay? But they're my tips for how to eat and your nutrition for race day morning. Anyone that's racing this weekend or any time this week or over the next month, good luck to you. Practice your nutrition. Don't just do what I'm saying on race day morning. Practice. Everyone's different. Experiment. Let me know what your race day nutrition is down below. What are your rituals? Any questions, comments? As always, leave them down there. Like, subscribe. Let's keep it rolling.